Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today I think I fixed the Star Wars Outlaws VRAM leak. I think I fixed it. I do. I really, truly do. I really think I fixed it this time. Let me show you. Maybe it's not fixed. I tested this a little bit last night and it seemed to fix the problem. Hopefully. That was off stream, right? I did all this off stream, so like we might have a different result today since I'm live. I don't know. But I think I fixed the Star Wars Outlaws leak. I do. I think the VRAM leak in this I think I fixed it. I do. I really do. I hope. God. I know I said last stream that we weren't going to play this game again until it got patched. Well, apologies. If you guys know me, you know that I'm stubborn, right? And I'm just going to keep trying different things until I find a solution. So I've been scouring the internet. I've been scouring the interwebs, the internet, for the past couple days, trying to come up with a solution. I think I found it. I hope, because this game is really fun when it works. It is a very good looking game when the textures load. It's great. It actually, in my opinion, it is a really good looking game. It plays really well. And it is very fun when it works. So hopefully this fixes it so we can actually have fun and not stress. If for whatever reason this fix does not fix the VRAM issue, then we're just gonna throw this stream in the trash and go play some Call of Duty or something else on Kick. So if this doesn't work, I have a good feeling. I do. Because again, I tried this last night and it worked, but that was off stream, so we might have a different, it might be a different outcome since I'm live. I don't know. I just want this game to work, man. It's such a good game. Like I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying this because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Like, it is a really fun game. It really is. And to be quite honest, this is one of the first games, in my opinion, that have come out this year that seems next gen. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't to a lot of you, but I mean, this is like one of the first titles that have come out this year that like you can't turn off any of the ray tracing whatsoever. It's just on automatically. You can't turn it off. So it is truly a next gen title in my book. Alright, so here we go. Now, what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna kind of walk around for like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, I don't know, and we're gonna test. And then if we test for a little bit and it seems to be fixed, well then guess what? We're gonna play the game. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good. Now, don't worry, peeps. I will be showing what, if this does work, I'll be showing what the solution is to fix the VRAM leak issue in this game. Okay. if this works. So far it seems to be working. How you can tell it's working is, well, if it wasn't working, all those signs up there would be blurry. You wouldn't really be able to make out what they were. And or how you can tell, how I can tell, how I've noticed, like there's a VRAM issue. Is on Kay herself, she has that tattoo up here on her chest. If that ever fades at any point, the VRAM is like going through the roof and it's doing some crazy things and there's some leakage. Luckily right now, it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be working. It seems like we fixed it. Maybe we're gonna keep going for a little bit here, and we're just gonna walk around. You know, we're gonna walk around all nice and slow like, and hope and pray that this worked. If this worked, I'm just saying it's sad that it takes it's sad that it takes a bunch of nerds and a bunch of peeps on Reddit and the interwebs. You know, these peeps aren't, and they're not developers. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad that it takes other people that have probably never developed a game in their life. It takes other people that didn't develop this game to come up with a fix and a solution. Yeah. Thank God for the internet. That's all I can say. You know, so far so good. It seems to be working. Bubbles, yo, I'm in school right now. Just wanted to stop by. I appreciate you, buddy. How's school going, man? How's school going? Let me know. Hope it's going well. Be safe, by the way. You know, with everything that's going on in the news past day and a half, and just be safe, man. And if I haven't told any of you recently, I love you. I do. I do. And if you haven't told any of your close friends, your family, that you love them, you might want to do that, because you never know. You never know. You might wake up tomorrow and get a phone call that you never wanted to receive. So there's a lot of bad stuff going on right now.
I heard counterfeit credits are making their way around the tables. That's low.
Okay, so far so good. Now we're gonna go to another location as well, just to test some things there, and then we'll come back here and we'll just kind of keep bouncing back and forth between this city and one other location, to just do our quick little test. Now again, if this works, if this fixed the problem, we'll be playing this game today, and we'll actually be getting through the story, which I've been dying to do forever. Just haven't really had a chance because the game has not ran well. The game has not ran well whatsoever. But as you guys can see, her tattoo is not fading. None of the textures are, you know, they're not becoming blurry at any point, which means the VRAM is where it needs to be. It's not leaking. It's really sad that it takes, you know, people on the internet. It's really, you know, I'm glad that Reddit and people on the internet get these ideas and they can come up with these fixes. I'm really happy that that's a thing, but it's sad that it takes people other than the developers to come up with a fix. I will say there was a little bit of like weird texture kind of pop in right here on this dude's stall, but you can see Kay's face and everything. Like it's not blurry at any, you know. What? Yeah, it's like nothing's blurred out whatsoever. So far so good. Let me go and look at something. Yeah, look at that. VRAM is stable. It's not like, because before the past couple of streams we've been playing this game, what would happen is that yellow bar would be all the way to the right, and then you would look and it would fluctuate and it would go back down to normal, and then periodically it would just jump up and it would go all the way to like almost 7 gigs. And I only have an 8 gig card, right? I only have 8 gigs of VRAM, so it would jump all the way up to like 7 gigs, and or you know, sometimes it would get right at 8 gigs, and it would just like the game would basically crash or like get to that point where it was about to crash. Now it's actually stable. And we had issues before too, where like we would go in a menu, any menu, pause menu, abilities menu, vehicle menu, anything of that nature, and it would start bugging out. Now we can actually kind of go through these menus and not have any issues. I will say it is kind of lagging a little bit there. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So... Shoot. Okay, I didn't have this issue last night. Last night I could go in menus and like go back into the game and it wouldn't lag out. So let me check. That means the VRAM just randomly jumped, I think. I just want this game to work. That's all I want. Merciless, well, hello, sir. I'm doing rather well, my friend. Hope you are. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to change some stuff here. Hold on. Yeah, I can't even go down to the graphic settings. Ah, okay. I just want to see, like, if it'll let me get in this menu, I just want to see what the VRAM's at right now. Hello. Come on. Okay, so now... Yeah, so hold on. Okay, that didn't work. Bummer. Um... I still have a couple ideas before we just call it and say, you know what, we're gonna have to wait for the devs to actually patch the game. I do still have a couple ideas. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Again, we're not done yet because I have an idea. If this doesn't work though, then yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for an actual patch. Which is very sad, because I really just want to play this game. So for those, like, if you watch reviews on this game, right, from, you know, bigger streamers, bigger reviewers, stuff like that on YouTube, they will sit there and say that the game performs really well, there's really no performance issues, which is a lie. It only performs well if you have like a 4080, 4090, and I don't. I have a 2080 Super, and well, it's an 8 gig card, which is the recommended, right? An 8 gig card is the recommended, but they don't talk about the VRAM leak, you know. Alright, so let me do this. We're just gonna slowly take these settings down. And see what happens. You know what? I'm just curious. Let me do this. Let me take it all the way down to low. Is chat broken? Do I see your messages? I do, and I did say hello sir and how was your day, but I don't know if you heard me or not. Okay. So let's see. No, chat should be working. Because like I said, I did reply to you. I just don't know if you heard me or not. But I am doing well, my friend. Hope you are. Alright. Let's reload it. I'm really curious now. Now, chat might not be updating currently. That could be a thing. Last thing I saw from you, Merciless, was at 125, and you said nice. So I don't know. Was that the last thing you threw down in chat, or was there more to it? There may have been more to it. The game may have bugged chat out. That's a possibility. Alright, so that's set the way it should be. Close out of that. Alright, so we're gonna try the original settings, or the settings that I had. The settings we've been running the past couple days, like all low ray tracing crap like that. We're gonna run that, and I'm gonna see if the game bugs out again. If it does, then I don't know. If it doesn't bug out, then we're good, and then I can turn some settings. You know, I can turn some settings up in theory. But unfortunately, we are just gonna have to test until we're blue in the face. Alright, let's see. Let's try this again, shall we? Can we confirm that chat is still working? Hopefully. Merciless, if you are or have attempted to throw other things down in chat and it's not popping up, sir, you might have to restart YouTube and then go back into it. Maybe. I don't know. Because like I said, the last thing I saw from you in chat was nice. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so these are the original settings that I've been running for the past couple days. You know, maybe running medium ray trace settings is not the way to go for you, boy. I don't know. Okay. Okay, look at that. All the textures are the way they should be. No pop in, no nothing. Okay, they're not blurry whatsoever. That's good. Does that wall look kind of blurry? Might just be the way I have the game set right now. That could be the case. That wall does look kind of blurry. Anyways, it's mainly the signage and like Kay's face that is, you know, once the signages around the area start to blur and Kay's face, that's when you know the VRAM is just doing something funky. So let's go back up here. Signage is nice and crisp. Nice. Okay, now let me go in the menus. Menus are still bugging the game. Okay, well that did not happen. That did not happen off stream. Okay. Yeah, the menus are still very much bugging the game out. It's so weird. You go into a menu and then the VRAM just shoots up. I don't understand why. Oh. It didn't. Why did it not save? I think I know why. I don't know if this is the case or not. Hold on. Let me load back in. and see if the settings changed. If they changed, if they reverted back to the high settings, I know exactly what is happening with that issue. So yeah. I was really confused why it seemed like nothing had really changed. That was why. Let me go ahead and confirm that chat isn't bugged right now. Did it drop out on me? The game or chat? Yeah, the game's still bugging. It's still the VRAM leakage. It's still there. I don't know. The game, yeah. Yeah, it's still being funky. It's really weird though, because I tested it last night. But granted, I tested the game off stream. It ran fine. It ran really well with this new fix that I found. I don't know yet. I think part of my problem is I bumped all the graphic settings back up to high. I don't think that was the way to go. Yeah, I see exactly what it did. Okay, hold on. So, I'm not gonna go in depth for what I'm doing yet. I will go ahead and say this though. The fix requires you to go into the game's graphics settings config file. And change some things over here. But, I don't even know if this is technically a fix. Didn't seem to fix my problem. Alright, so... Let me... Uncheck that, apply, go back into the game, change settings, and then we should be good. Sorry, I had to get on a call, work life. Nope, not a problem, sir. Nope. I was just double checking to make sure chat was updating. Okay, so let's try this. I'm gonna get this game to work. It's gonna happen. Like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna play this game. And I'm gonna enjoy this game, because this game can be enjoyable. I've from what I've played, aside from the technical issues, right? I've really enjoyed the game. It's just the performance is just not there. That's the only issue I have with the game. A lot of people are just hating on the game just to hate on it and say, oh, the story's bad, gameplay's bad. I think it's good, for 20 bucks. Mind you, for 130, I think I'd be pretty mad. I wouldn't be too happy about it. Alright. Take everything down to low. Let's keep it that way. Now, the only thing I'm turning down to low is the ray trace settings for now. I might bump this back up. I don't know. We're gonna have to test. So we'll put the settings. I'm gonna set everything how I had it last stream, and then we'll run the test. If it works, great. If not, we're boned. If it works, I'm gonna raise these settings up. is done. Exit. Now I'm going to load back into the game again, just to make sure that it actually saved those settings this time. I think I know why it didn't save the settings the first time. So, yeah. I think it was my fault. Because again, the fix in question is you have to go into the graphics settings config file and change one thing. And then once you change it, you save that file and then you set it to read only, so the game / Ubisoft Plus / whatever, like it won't, the settings won't change. Like once you set it, you forget it, and it'll never change. Like the game will never freak out and be like, oh, I'm gonna change these settings on you. So I think that was part of my problem, having it set to read only. Like, I'm 99.999% sure that was the reason why the game wouldn't let me change any settings there. And it was just reverting back to what I had. Let me double check. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Okay. So, exit. But having done that, I have a feeling it changed that one setting in the config file, which is fine. I can change it back. Okay. Nope, it actually didn't change it. That's kind of shocking. I'm actually shocked. It did not change it. And if I hit file save, I don't know. Confusion. Okay. So the setting that I changed is definitely, it's still changed. So I have no clue. Okay. Back into the game we go, I guess. Let me just set that to read only again. Okay, let me go back in here and just double and triple check that that setting is still where it needs to be. Still there. So we're good. Okay, back into the game we go. Now, who knows? Maybe this won't fix the VRAM leakage. Maybe this is just strictly gonna help with the pop-in issue. It should help with both. Realistically, it should fix both. I just don't know anymore with this game. I'm actually kind of shocked that the developers haven't patched the game further. Like I'm really shocked we haven't received another patch for this game. Alright, full screen, bingo bongo. Let me just make sure everything is still set to low. Yes. Alright, load back in the game. Week 7 challenge is for a blueprint for the Plumont. Nice. Oh, birdie. And it just blows my mind that they unnerfed it. You know what I mean? That irritates me so much. Okay, so back in the game. Let me just go this way. All right, let me hold on before we do anything. Let's go settings. See that 4.9 gigs of 8. So we still have some headroom on the VRAM. So we're good there. Now my question is it gonna randomly jump? That's where the problem comes in. Whenever it gets close to exceeding my 8 gigs, that's when it becomes a real issue. As long as it stays right at like 5 gigs and doesn't go over that, we'll be fine. It's once it gets like 6 and above, we have a big problem. Alright, so far so good. See, the game runs fine though until I get into the actual menus. It's really weird. Alright, no texture pop in. That's good to see. Okay, so now, if we go into the menus, can I actually cycle through any of this without the game bugging? I cannot. It's still doing it. It's not as bad, but it's still happening, so... It's really weird. But I will say, I was able to get out of the menu and not feel like my frames were dipping dramatically. We have hit 6 gigs though. Hmm. That's so weird how like going into the like inventory ability menu and map and things, the game just bugs out.
Tired of walking yet?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because that VRAM usage is just not going down whatsoever. Hmm. I need to find like a sign or some textures. Yep. They're starting to blur. Ah! Good, dang it. I like the OG Flappy Bird. I do. I do. It's just, you know, it kills me that they even had the idea to nerf it. And then unnerf it. Like, just don't, like, if you're gonna unnerf it, just leave it. Y'all didn't have to, you know, nerf it in the first place. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. All right, let me try two other things. The game isn't crashing at all. Slash the textures aren't as blurry as they have been, but the game itself is not running great. So having said that, let's do this. I'm gonna be in and out of this config folder multiple times. Like it just is what it is. All right. So real quick, for those of you that want to know what the pop-in and/or VRAM fix is, if you go into the graphics settings config file, actually let me change it back from. Let me uncheck read only before I do anything. If you go into this graphics settings config file, and scroll down so you get to the S's, and then you're gonna see, where am I? You're gonna see streamer dedicated budget. This is normally set to like 64. The recommended, what I was recommended was 4096. There's two other options as well, so we're gonna try these other options and see if that makes a difference. Probably won't. So option number 2 is setting it to 2048. We'll save that. Close out of it. We don't need it. We'll go set it back to read only. Apply. Just to make sure the game isn't going to do something screwy and change it randomly. And we'll try that. And then if that doesn't work, I have one more number I can run or try. No, I lied. I lied. Hold on. I lied. Close. There's a bigger number I can run. Hold on. I actually want to try the bigger number first. I was not aware of that. Let me do the bigger. Let me do the bigger number first. If the bigger number, if it allows me to start the game with this bigger number, we're good. Okay, hold on. By the way, be careful going through the graphics settings config file, because if you do this wrong, you could quite literally, you could brick your game. If you do though, just uninstall, reinstall, you should be fine. Right? So there's actually a bigger number that I can run that I was not aware of. $81.92. Let's try that. It's sad that I even have to do this. Alright, so we're gonna save that. And again, go properties, read only, apply, and back into the game we go. Now, if the game runs smoother with this, then I'm gonna bump the graphics settings up. If it runs worse, then we're gonna run the other numbers. And yeah. And if this doesn't work at all, well, then we're boned, and we're gonna have to wait for the devs to actually put out a patch. You know what's weird though, and I'll pull it up here in a bit. If you look at the recommended settings for this game, it literally says like, and I think it's a 6 gig card for the recommended. I have an 8 gig. And I was running the recommended settings before we changed settings. It doesn't work. You know, like I just want to play this game. I really do. It's like whenever Hogwarts Legacy first released on PC and it had a ton of performance issues on PC and I couldn't play it. Even after I bought a secondary PC, couldn't play it still. It's the exact same scenario. It's crazy. Okay. We're good there. Full screen. Bingo. The game launched, which is always a good sign. If it doesn't launch, you got a problem. Okay, so this is the bigger number. Let's see how that works. Bigger number should be better, in theory. Okay. Well, we're in the game. That's a good start. Okay. Textures look nice and crisp, as they should. And see, like I said, you can definitely tell whenever stuff starts being kind of screwed with the VRAM. If you just like look at Kay and look at her tattoo, if it's not nice and crisp, something's bugging out. We're still getting some frame dippage, which is unfortunate. All right. The biggest test is gonna be if I go in these menus. How's it gonna run? No, I was able to get in and out of the menu, no problem. What's the VRAM at currently? Oh. So it's just going all over the place. It's almost at 7 gigs. What? I think it's because of the number I changed. Huh. Okay, we might have to lower that number. Because I'm getting just like little micro stutters just in this area that I wasn't getting before. And yeah, the VRAM should not be almost at 8 gigs. That is a no bueno. That is not good. I am able to get in and out of the menu with no issue though, so I'm really kind of confused here. Because it's definitely hitting 7 gigs and above. Okay. That would be the reason for the micro stutters. That's why that's happening. The textures aren't popping in though, which is good. I'll take some micro stutters over texture pop in and the game looking like doo-doo. But yeah, the game is not running smooth whatsoever, especially in the, I guarantee you once we go down here to like the more heavy traffic area of the city, it's gonna start stuttering like crazy. Yep. I hate being right. Okay, so that was not, the higher number was not ideal. Okay, higher number does not always mean better. Good to know. Alright, so the original number, the 40, whatever the frig, 40, what was that, like 4060, 4096? I don't remember. Whatever the first number was, that was okay. But still not ideal because it was bugging out in the menus. So let's try this. So the original number was 4096. Okay. The big number did not work at all. So let's try this. I don't have to keep going in this folder every time. I really don't. I just, yeah. You know you're desperate You know you're desperate for a game to work whenever you're going through the config files. I really want to play this game, man. If y'all can't tell. Alright, let's try the second number. Oh, this is technically the third number. So 4096 kind of worked until we got in the menus and then got all screwy. So let's try, and this 8192, it worked, but it like threw my VRAM up to like 7 gigs. We don't want that. We want a low-ish VRAM. Okay, so let's do 2048. All right. If this doesn't work, I have one more number. Double and quadruple check that it actually saves. All right. Alright, set it back to read only. And back to the game we go. Alright, so we're going to try 2048. See how the game responds, see how it runs. If that doesn't work, then we'll do 1024. And if that doesn't work, I give up. I'm being dead serious. If neither of these numbers work, right? I give up. I tried. You know, I did. I hate that too, but like, there's only so much I can do. You know what I mean? I've literally tried everything under the sun, unless I can find a different solution. Yeah. The sad part is, though, is like the original number that I used, it really seemed to work. It really seemed to help until I hopped in the menu. Like, until I hopped in the map and the abilities menu and things, it worked. It's once you get something weird happens when you go in those menus, the VRAM just shoots through the roof. And I don't understand why. I can't wrap my head around why a menu would be causing the VRAM to just go through the roof. And not only go through the roof, but stay at a consistent rate. Like, it'll go through the roof and then stay there. It doesn't drop at any point. It's really, 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 really weird. Okay, so I will say I did have a couple micro stutters just a second ago, and it is still kind of stuttering. Not too bad though. I had a lower frame rate using the first number, or frame rate. I had a lower VRAM using the first number. It's really weird. we're gonna test all the numbers and see which one actually works well. I still think the first number was the way to go. Okay. I just have so many questions. You know what I mean? I really, like, what is causing this? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm actually intrigued now. Like, I'm actually curious as to what is causing, like, what causes a VRAM leak? I guess that's the main question I have. Especially in this game, what is causing the VRAM to just skyrocket and stay there? And it's just really weird that it's only when you go into the map. If I didn't go into the map, I guarantee you, if I did not go into the map, we wouldn't have a problem. All right, last number, 1024. We'll try that. I'm just curious if there's something else in here that I could technically change that would solve my problem. I'm sure there is. There's gotta be something here. Max frame rate equals false. I wonder if I change that to true, what would happen? I might. Yeah, I might. Yeah, if this doesn't get the job done, I might just change it back to the original number we had it set to. And then change max frame rate to true. And just see what that does, because that might give me, like, you know, unlocked frame rate, which I don't, since I've been playing this game since release, I don't think we're technically getting, like, an unlocked frame rate. I feel like it's capping to some degree. Alright, bingo bongo. I really want to know. I don't, but I do. I really want to know how many hours I've poured into this game just troubleshooting. It's a lot. I guarantee you I've spent at least like 10 to 15 hours trying to troubleshoot this game. And that's annoying. That could have been 10 to 15 hours that I could have been playing the game. You know what I mean? Ah! Ugh. It makes me sad. Because at this point, we've already been doing this for an hour and 10 minutes. I love that. I love that. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're still getting some hitching, so I have a feeling my VRAM is already through the roof. Yeah, it's definitely not as stable as it was with that first number we used. So that's good to know. I will go ahead and say this though, it's not maxed. Like the VRAM is not, it's not in like the 6 to 7 gig territory, which is when that's when I get really concerned. Bubbles, you just got home? Nice. Welcome home, buddy. How was school? Hope it was pretty good. Did you learn anything new today? Alright, so this doesn't feel bad. But I haven't gone in the menu yet, so that's where the game really shines. Is when you get in the map. Oh yeah, look at the frame dips. You learn the difference between a leader and a manager. There is a big difference.
I hadn't. Thought they wouldn't be any good at Spock.
Alright, so what's the VRAM at right now? Oh, almost 8 gigs. That's cool. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's, yeah. You know, I only have an 8 gig card. So, I love that. I do. I really do. Not. Okay, let me change that number back to what it was, or back to what I had it set to, because that seemed to be the most I don't know, consistent number? Seemed to be what worked the best aside from, you know, everything bugging out whenever I went into the menu. Alright. I am so desperate to get this game to work. It's not even funny. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Okie dokie. $40.96. All right, let me look at some of these other settings and things. There might be something in here that I can change that would make my life easier. As for the rest of the classes, y'all just finished up some introductions. This year you're taking financial, math, and enterprising. Nice. Why am I messing with the config stuff? Because I can. Because the game's not working. Yeah. You have everything on Ultra? Cool. Now you probably don't have an 8 gig card. I do. Alright. Let's see what I can screw up here. I know people have said you can't turn the ray tracing off in this game. I beg to differ. I think I can get away with it. Okay, hold on. So, let me see if this works. This might not. Y'all remind me to change this back, because I'm sure I'll forget. Alright, RT enabled. That should be ray trace enabled. If we turn that to false instead of true, in theory, that should cut off all ray tracing. Alright. Let me try that before we do anything else. Yeah, let me just see. Hold on. I think I screwed up. I did. I was like, why is it not saving properly? That would have been why. Bubbles, this school year is going to be fun? Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, it's your... am I wrong? It's your last year, right? So, I mean... it better be fun, you know? And if not, you gotta make the most of it. Bones, what, how much VRAM you got? Because you clearly don't have an 8 gig card, I would assume. It's your last year? Yeah, make the most of it, man. Make the most of it. All right. We're gonna try that. Let me just make sure it saved it. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that and see what happens. That should turn off ray tracing entirely no matter what the game tries to do. That should fix some things in theory, and if not, I'm gonna cry. I do have one other trick up my sleeve. It seems to be in the settings config file. There seems to be a max frame rate. True, false. I'm curious if I set that to true, what happens? Because like I've said, the frame rate in this game is weird. It almost feels like it's not unlocked fully. I love how Bones came in here and said, I guess the settings are for people having problems, and saying that he doesn't have issues running the game on Ultra. That's all he said, and then he left. Okay. Hello, you're still here? You may not have heard me. I asked How much VRAM you got? Oh yeah, that definitely did turn the... Well, it definitely turned the ray tracing off, so if y'all wanted to know what that looked like, yeah, that's Yee. Wow. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, well. You can definitely turn off ray tracing in the game. Would I recommend doing it? No, I would not. Oh wow.
Where were we?
That really does make the game look like a potato, huh? You have 64 gigs of VRAM? No, buddy. No. Your graphics card. Okay, how much VRAM you got on that? I know you ain't got no 64, because the highest on a 4090 is 24. There's a difference. There's RAM, and then there's VRAM on your graphics card. You have a 4090, so you have 24. Yeah, you have 24. Yeah, you have 24 gigs total. And how you can tell is if you go into, you could check it in the game too. If you go into settings, whatever that last number is in the parentheses, or yeah. No, I lied. Yes, no. The bigger number on the far right. That's yeah, and the brackets. That's gonna be your. That's gonna be like your amount of VRAM you upgraded recently because of BO6. Yeah, I will say I feel like BO6 probably didn't need an upgrade. I don't know what you had before though, but
Sorry.
this game you almost need an upgrade though. I'm starting to realize that. Hun, heading home now. Be careful. Alright, so you can turn off all the ray tracing. Would I recommend it? No, I would not. That is, I mean, unless you want the game to look like an absolute potato, yeah, you could turn off ray tracing. I just don't think it's the way to go. Alright, so let's go back in here and re-enable that. You had a 3060 before? Oh, you would have been fine with that for quite a while. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna upgrade, but for now, my little 8 gig 2080, it's still kicking. Alright, so we're gonna re-enable that. Let me just make sure it's actually gonna re-enable before I do anything else. You couldn't run anything in 4K? Really? On a 3060? Because what, a 3060 has what, 16 gigs of VRAM? You had everything set to medium or high, so you went on ahead and upgraded. Well, like that's the thing, right? There's really not a major difference in most games. There is, depending on the game. There is not a major difference between high and ultra. There's not, aside from a performance hit. So I mean, if you could at least run majority of your games on high in 4K, you would have been fine. But all these little Timmies and little Susies aren't gonna run shiz. They're gonna attempt to. And you know, that's the scary part. It wasn't the graphics card, it was your monitor. Ah. Gotcha. Okay, so did that re-enable the ray tracing? Yeah, so don't ever disable ray tracing in this game. That is not the way to go. I am very curious though, if we go to the max frame rate setting in the config file, and we change it from it's right now it's set defaults. I'm curious if we change that to true, if it's actually going to give us better frames. We'll see. I just want this game to work, man. I just want to play it. You know, that's all I want to do. Because it is a good game, in my opinion, for 20 bucks. I would not spend more than 20 bucks on this game, though. Okay, the game looks normal now. All right. Love that. It doesn't look like a potato. Okay. Now, I want you guys to look, and you can see what I'm talking about with the VRAM leak issue. Okay, so right now we're at 5.1 of 8 gigs. That's fine. That's perfectly usable. It's perfectly fine. No problem. But the freaking moment I go into the map, okay, I go into the abilities menu, the game starts to bug out. I don't know why. It is a bug of sorts. I don't know what it is with this menu. It just decides we're gonna take that VRAM and throw it out the window, and we're gonna crank it to the max. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, you go in this menu and then you hop out. I guarantee you that number's increased. See, 5.9. There's a VRAM leakage issue somewhere. I don't know why. I do not know why yet. It's something to do with going into the map and going into your abilities. If I did not do that, it wouldn't jump up. So, yes, I'm going through these settings because I'm on a lower end card. But I'm also doing it to just see if I can fix the VRAM leak issue that the devs haven't fixed yet. So it's not even me. There's a lot of people on higher end cards with more VRAM that is having this exact same issue, and they can't run the game. It's really annoying. Like, if now that I've pointed this out to you guys, for those of you that are on PC, pay attention to your VRAM usage in your settings before you go into the menu, before you go into the map, and then go into the map and then go back to your VRAM and look at your VRAM usage. It's gonna skyrocket. It's weird. It's so weird, and it's pissing me off. Because, like, I can't control that. It's something within the game that is causing this to happen. I still don't know what. Bubbles, you would have a better time making your own business than some of these little kids. Yeah, that is true. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think we have a fix for this issue yet. I will say changing what I changed has fixed the pop-in issue, but I mean, once your VRAM gets to like max, you're still gonna run into some pop-in, if not frame dips, if not, you know, there's just gonna be, you're gonna have issues no matter what. It's really annoying. All right, let me try this. You're not even smart. Don't say that about yourself. You are, but yeah, I don't. In my personal opinion, Bubbles, don't say that about yourself. Like, oh, I'm not smart. I'm not good enough. Like those negative feelings, that negative thought process, dude. Man, if that's how you continually perceive yourself and you continually feel, you will act that way. You will act stupid. You will, you know, like, it's just, you know, if you tell yourself every day, like, I'm good enough, I'm a winner, I'm the best, like, you will be. Trust. Like, you know, downing yourself does not help. You're not the only one that does it, though. I do. I do it all the time. You know, there's countless times where I'm like, I'm not good enough. I could have done this better. I could have, you know, it's human nature to be that way, to down yourself, but you shouldn't do it. I'm speaking from experience, and I've tried to like burn that into my brain and the wife's brain and everybody that I know that has that thought process. Just try to get out of it. Just try to break the negativity, yeah, because like it's not good for you. It's really not. All right, so if you look at this, right? Video, these are all the video settings. Max frame rate equals false. If I change that to true, what happens? Let's find out. We're gonna test it together. I can't spell. Alright, we're gonna change that to true. Max frame rate equals true. Alright, we're gonna save. And bingo bongo. Max frame rate true. And then the budget is still the same. For those of you that have experienced pop-in and different little visual glitches, even on higher end cards like 4090s, it can still happen, visual pop-in and visual glitches, because the game is buggy right now. If you guys want to go into the graphics settings config file, find streamer dedicated budget. It is in alphabetical order, okay? Go to streamer dedicated budget, change the number that was originally here, which is 64, change that to 4096, and that should fix a lot of your pop-in issues. Once you do that, though, I mean, common sense, you're gonna have to go in here, hit file, save, okay, and then you should be good to go. One other thing I recommend too is once you close out of that file, go into properties, okay, attributes, set it to read only. Make sure you hit apply or it won't apply it. Hit apply and hit OK. So the game will not screw with the settings whatsoever. Then run the game again and you should be good to go. You do that when you play COD or Apex. You was told at a very young age that you're not good enough or you're stupid from your father. Well, your father is a and your father is a and your father is a, you know, your father's a scumbag. Let's be real, right? Yeah. I get that's what you were taught at a very young age. Those were all lies. Okay? I've known you for quite some time. Those are all lies. And I need you to see it. I don't know what it's going to take for you to see it, but yeah, what you were taught at a very young age, all lies. And yeah, you're better than what you make yourself out to be, buddy. I promise you that. Muting now. Oh, I see exactly what that changed. Are you kidding? I guess that's technically the frame rate limiter, and that's what it turns on. Okay, well, I feel like they should retitle that in the config and have it say frame rate limiter, not max frame rate. I mean, it both mean the exact same thing, and that's fine, but it's just like, that made me think there was like an invisible setting that I wasn't seeing. Okay, well, god dang you. Okay, so that's nothing new. The frame rate limiter, that's been there. I am curious how the game runs with it on though, so we'll leave it on. That's why most of the time when we play Apex or some games you break down. And I get it, but that's why I've tried to burn in your brain that like, you're good enough, just take a breath. It's only a game, which it is. You know, and I kind of need to point fingers at myself too though, because like, I do it too. I break down sometimes. Y'all know I get pretty pissed, especially when playing VR games. I take it too serious, which there's no need to take it that serious. I feel like once you take it that serious, you suck the fun out of it. You suck the life out of those games. Yeah, it's just, you know, I'm gonna be straight up. I have those issues too. If I sat here and said I didn't have those issues, I'd be very hypocritical of me, because I do. I get very mad at the game for no reason. But we are good enough because we've all gotten multiple wins before. We've all gotten solo dubs before. We've all outplayed all these little Timmys, little Johnnies, little Billies, little Susies that play the game way more than we do, right? So we are good enough. That's what we have to remind ourselves, and we have to remind ourselves it's just a game, bro. You know, like, you know what? You know what is so, I don't know. How do I put this? You know what is so great about a video game? I'll tell you what's great about it. If you start struggling in a video game or you're just not having fun with it, guess what? I'm not going to do it. But you could turn it off. You know what I mean? You could turn it off, take a step back and be like, eh. It's okay. I don't know. It is. Just admit you suck. I do suck. Absolutely. Absolutely, I suck. Just ask your dad. He'll tell you all about it. I do suck. My idol's coming back tomorrow. Oh, Dr. Pedo. I thought he was already doing his, I thought his stream already happened. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm very curious though to to see what happens, and to like, I mean, he's done. No matter what he does, he's done. And we'll go ahead and say this too. Used to be idle, you know. Used to be. So all that crap happened, and then it's just like you know, you don't do that. You got a wife. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that. Even if he didn't have a wife or a significant other, whatever, like, it's, yeah, you just don't do that. So I kind of hope tomorrow, like, everybody calls him out, and like it ends up being one of the worst streams he's ever had. Honestly, I kind of hope he streams one more time and then he's like, yep, that's it. Yeah, so see how good the game's running right now, and see how there's no texture pop in. Well, watch what happens, right? So if we go settings, and if we look at the VRAM, it's perfectly fine. See, like, as long as we're in that 5 range, we're good. But the moment we go in this god-awful menu, something happens. Something very weird happens, and I still can't figure out why. The game decides we're going to take that nice little VRAM, that nice little bit of VRAM you got left. We're going to just take it and we're going to use it. And we're just going to say, screw you. Okay, now look. I can automatically tell it's increased. The frame rate's a little bit choppier, and the textures don't look as crisp. Watch, 6.2. You know what I mean? It's something to do with not even the settings menu. It's something to do with the map menu, the attributes menu. It's something to do with that. Every time you go in that menu, your VRAM just gone. And even those of you that are on a 4090 and higher end cards, test this for me and let me know if you're having the same experience, because I guarantee you're going to be having the exact same experience. The only thing is, with a lot of you guys having 4090s and cards with more than 8 gigs of VRAM, you're not going to notice when it spikes because you still have that VRAM headroom, right, to cover your butt. But if you're like me and you don't have that, then you're boned, and then it's just like, well, you know. So I just want to, you know, for those of you that do have a 4090 or even cards that have like 16 gigs of VRAM, I just want to know, does the VRAM jump up randomly for you beeps? I'm sure it does, but it doesn't affect y'all like this because I don't have headroom. What's my FPS set at? Right now, I guess the max frame rate setting in the settings config file, I guess all that did was turn on the frame rate limiter. So currently it's set to 60. Originally I had it turned off. Right now it's set to 60, which is what kills me. If you look at, let's go ahead and do this. Let's exit. Okay, let's exit the game. I'm just trying to prove a point that the game's bugged. And it's only whenever you go into the map. It's really weird. So if we look at the recommended settings for this game, let me find it. If we find the recommended settings, I know they put out like an article somewhere. I just don't remember where. This isn't the same page. This is not what I'm looking for. Let me find this stupid. I don't remember where. There's a screenshot. There's a post they made somewhere that has like all the variations between like minimum, recommended, high, and I don't remember. Unless they took it off. It was here. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. All right, so if we look at the recommended, granted it's 1080p, whatever, ignore that. 1080p, 60 FPS, high preset with upscaler set to quality. Okay, 3060 Ti, 8 gig. I have an 8 gig card. Okay, 2080, 2060. They're relatively similar, except for like a couple things that we're not going to get into. I should be able to hit the recommended at least. That is at 1080p though. Yeah, and the thing is too, I've even tried lowering the resolution of the game. I can't really do that with how I have the stream set up. I've attempted to like set it up how I've done like body cam and stuff like that and lowering the resolution, and you know, I can't, it doesn't work right. I can't get it to work. But yeah, I have at least the recommended for sure. So yeah, I don't know. What was the last timestamp? I didn't say a timestamp. Need to get Lockdown Protocol on Steam. It's $10, like Among Us, but better. I saw somebody made a clip of that and put it on Facebook Reels / Instagram Reels, and I was at work, so I had my phone. I had the volume muted. It looked interesting. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, it's really sad. This is the one game that I just can't run. No matter what I do, I just can't. I can't run it. But again, as I've said before, right? We've had this issue before with other games, right? We had this issue whenever Hogwarts Legacy dropped. We kind of had this issue with Cyberpunk. I could still play Cyberpunk whenever it dropped, but it just didn't run the best. This is closer to Hogwarts Legacy with the issues I'm having, though. I will say that. Because with Hogwarts Legacy had the exact same issue on PC with the VRAM leakage, and there was nothing you could do about it. So it's very, very similar with the issues we're having. So now that I know what, where is it? Now that I know max frame rate is just the frame rate cap, let me go and change that back. Who knows? I might turn that back on, but for now. Okay. I really hate that I even have to, like, look at any of this. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to do this. I really shouldn't. Alright. So we'll leave that. We'll leave that alone for now. We'll set it back to read only so it doesn't do anything screwy on me. And we'll reload the game for like the 500th time today. The game's so fun. Yeah, I need to check it out. Because like I said, I saw a little clip of it. And it caught my attention. I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I have an idea. I might turn the frame rate limit on again and then turn it to like max frame rate, turn it to like 300 just to see what happens. Like I said though, the game only bugs out for me when we're in the map/attributes menu. It's really weird. Those two, now that I think about it, you guys may remember I've been talking about the past couple streams where like it's really weird. When we played the first level of the game, the opening like intro level of the game, we had no issues. The frame rate was solid. Everything ran the way it should, right? And then once we got thrown into the open world, the game just went to absolute shit, right? It did. It went to shit. And I found that really weird. And originally I thought, oh, well, maybe it's something to do with the open world. I don't think that's the case. I don't, because now that I'm thinking about it, that attributes menu / the map menu, you don't even go in that menu until you finish the opening level. That menu doesn't exist. If I remember correctly, you cannot go into that menu until you're done with that opening section. So I'm just throwing it out there. It's something to do with this menu. I don't know what it is. I really don't. See, look at that. The game is running fine. The game is running really fine. No issues. Alright, it looks good. And then we get out of the way. Like, if there was a way I could play the game and not go into that god-awful menu, I would. There's no way around it, though. I have to go in that menu. Because I have to get my quests. Something happened. It's not loading properly. Hold on. What? See, it's weird that, like, it won't even let me mess with that frame rate limiter. It's grayed out for me. Until I change that one setting, and then it'll allow me to change it. I don't understand this game. I don't. I really truly don't. Well, maybe I don't have a solution yet. Maybe I don't. No. I thought I did. I don't. It's really weird. That's set to what it's supposed to be. Alright, I wanna see something here. Hold on. Hold on. This is probably gonna screw some things up. I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna go. It's sad that I have to go into these settings just to get this one setting to pop up. Where it says max frame rate, I'm gonna turn that back to true. So then it should give me that frame rate limiter. Okay. Because right now, for whatever ungodly reason, it is grayed out for you, boy. I don't understand why. So we're gonna save it. We're gonna load back into the game, and I'm gonna set the frame rate to max. Or I'm gonna see what max technically is. I think it's like 300. I think it's 300. We'll set it to 300 and see how that goes. This is the only game I can't run in 4K. I want y'all to keep that in mind. It's not that my card is bad. It's not that I can't run games in 4K. This is the only game I can't run in 4K high settings. It's so poorly optimized. It really is. It's poorly optimized for older cards. And some would argue, oh, maybe the older card is just poorly optimized for the game. No! Because I can run other games high settings 4K. So it's definitely the game. You know what I mean? Okay. Frame rate limiter on. Turn that to 300. Yes. Okay. So it is 300. That's all I need to know. So now that I know that, target frame rate 300. We're gonna leave that as is. Okay, we're gonna exit. So the max is 300. Okay. So now we're gonna go back in here. We're gonna edit this mother trucker. We're gonna go all the way down. FPS limits. 300. Right? And now we're going to save it. Is there anything else I could change? I'm almost curious if instead of putting so where it says max frame rate equals true, I'm almost curious to know what would happen if I put unlocked instead of true. I don't know if that would work though. So we're not gonna do that. Like if I'm not 100% sure it's gonna do what it needs to do, we're gonna leave it alone. Okay, so now that we did that, properties, read only, apply. Okay. Now, we should, in theory, get the max frame rate in the game at all times. No matter what. That might not be a good thing. I don't know. I just want to play the game. We've been doing this for 2 hours. 2. I love it. You know, I do. Like I said, I guarantee you I have been troubleshooting this game for at least 10 to 15 hours over the past few days. And that gets really annoying whenever I know the game can run, I know it can work, and I know for a fact, I know for a fact I can run this game at high settings. It just bugs me, you know, because like I've ran the game on the high settings before. It does work in certain areas, you know. Okay. So now the frame rate is just maxed out. What is gonna happen? Maybe my PC will explode. Better yet, maybe my graphics card will just catch fire, so I have to replace it. I wouldn't be mad about it. Okay, so now the frame rate is maxed. Everything looks to be loaded in. Now, if this works, I'm gonna bump settings up and we're gonna play the game. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna go cry in a corner and try again later.
Looking for something in particular?
Alright, so far so good. Let's go up top here. Out of my way. Yeah, I want you guys to keep an eye on this game on PC. Like, I don't care what kind of graphics card you got. I don't. I want you guys to keep an eye on while you're playing the game, especially while you're in like a city type area in the game. If at any point any of these textures start going blurry, there's a problem. You know what I mean? All right, so far so good. I did have a little bit of a FPS dip just a second ago, but not too bad. All right, so what are we hitting as far as the VRAM goes? 5. That's where it should be. So now, if we hop out here and we go into the god-awful map, what happens? Who knows? There might be a bug with the upscaler. That could also be a thing as well that I haven't really taken into account. Well, I have, but like, I haven't really messed with it. You know what I mean? There could be a problem with upscaling in this game. Yep, now the frame rate is absolutely, yeah. I just can't figure out where the problem lies. It's something to do with that, with the map, with that menu. I just don't. I don't understand. Like, I can't even exit out of the game. Yeah, I just don't understand why that one menu is causing the game to just bug out. It makes no sense. And I'm dead serious, you know, for those of you that have a higher end GPU, go into that map, go into your abilities menu, all that crap, and check your VRAM usage. It skyrockets as soon as you go on that menu. Why? You know, it's a menu. Why is that menu causing the game to bug? And see, watch, we're gonna load back into the game, no problem. Actually, I shouldn't do that yet. I lied. Frick.
Get ready. You're doing great.
You know, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I've tried everything. I've literally. It's sad that I've tried everything, because I've tried changing all the settings in the game. I've done that. nothing works. And now we're in the settings config file, and that doesn't work. It's just like, what is it gonna take, you know, to get this game to run to any degree is beyond me. Let's turn NVIDIA DLSS off. Let's turn off any upscaling. I'm just curious. Off. Apply. Keep. I'm just really curious if it's something screwy going on. It's something. There's one setting in this game, one thing that is just bugged. Because no game should be bugging in a menu. I love how the patch they put out, the 1.1 point whatever, on like, it was like before day one or whatever. It was before the launch. I love how they put that patch out and it was supposed to fix the VRAM leakage. It's still leaking, bro. Y'all didn't fix jack. I'm just saying, y'all didn't do anything. Cause see, like, I can't. That's without NVIDIA DLSS on. I can't have it off. There's just no way. I've tried, you know, and it just, no. So it's nothing to do with upscaling. Now I've had the thought process for a little bit. It could be something to do with running the game in exclusive full screen mode. I don't know why that would bug the game out. It could. Also, having NVIDIA Reflex on could be causing some issues too. I don't know. There's a setting somewhere. I don't know what it is, but there is a setting somewhere that is causing this game to just crap itself. And I'm to the point where I don't care anymore, you know? Like, I care because, like, I do want to play this game, but, like, what else can I do? You know? Oh my god, let me scroll down to the upscaler and turn it back on, please. Oh, I beggeth you, please. Upscaler on. Right now. On. On. Yeah. Come on. You can do it. There you go. Good job. You did it. Nice. And the game's still pooping its pants. And we're back. Okay. Alright, so let me do this. There's got to be something in this game that is causing this problem. See, what kills me is if you read this. NVIDIA Reflex is a technique used to reduce system latency and improve PC responsiveness. This is automatically enabled when NVIDIA DLSS with frame generation is enabled. Well, frame generation is not enabled because I don't have that option. So why is that a thing? I still can't figure that out. That's been bugging the crap out of me for a bit. There's something wrong with this game, dude. And I just like, ugh! Oh. Let me see if I can do this. NVIDIA Reflex off. I feel like it's not though. Is that a Men in Black poster on my wall? It is. Yeah. It is. Well, this isn't actually my bedroom, but you know, it's a wallpaper. But yeah. It is. That's a great movie, by the way. The original Men in Black. Let's be honest. W movie. I've seen it so many times. Alright, so... I mean, looking at this... Looking at this, it's showing that NVIDIA Reflex is off. I don't believe it. Oh, I don't believe it. I just want this game to work. You know, that's all I want. All right, let me do this. You couldn't tell if that was the original Men in Black movie or not? Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Not a problem. Yeah, it's a wallpaper. Which you know, for those of you that have a PC, you can get it. It's literally on Wallpaper Engine. It's pretty cool stuff. Don't ask me what the name of the wallpaper is on Wallpaper Engine on Steam. I don't remember. I'd have to look, but it is available. Unfortunately, Wallpaper Engine, unless they've changed it, I don't think it's free. So I think you still have to pay for it. But once you pay for Wallpaper Engine, you're good. That's kind of the beauty of it. Okay, NVIDIA Reflex is on apparently, but I guess it's not because it's grayed out. I don't know. Okay. This game makes me want to cry. Okay, back in the game. I want to see if running this game in borderless window, if we still have that random just VRAM spike that doesn't need to be there. If it still happens, then it's safe to say we're just gonna have to wait for the game to be patched, and God knows how long that's gonna be. Alright, so if we... I feel like I've done this for 2.5 hours. Oh, wait, I have! Let's look at the VRAM usage. 4.7. It's weird, because it's actually lower than what it normally is. And all the... Get out of my way. I guess I'm technically in your way. Whatever. Kind of confused. The VRAM's actually lower than what it normally is. 4.8. It hasn't even hit 2 yet. What? This game's weird. This game, like, dude, the performance in this game is just not, it's not great at all. Like, what's my VRAM? It just hit 5. Okay. So now my question is, do the menus still bug the game out? I'm gonna say yes. Yep, 100%. And if we look at the VRAM usage, 6.2. That's not where it needs to be. God, this game is so weird, dude. I'm telling you peeps now, I do not care how high-end your graphics card is. If you have this game on PC, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Check as soon as you boot the game and as soon as you're in the game, not the main menu, as soon as you are in the game, go into settings. As soon as you are like in the open world, go into settings, go to video or graphics, doesn't really matter. Check your VRAM usage in the bottom right there. See what it is. Okay, memorize the number, and then go into your map and go into like your abilities menu, your equipment menu, all that, and then check your VRAM again and let me know if it increased, because I guarantee you it did. Which means there's something wrong with that menu specifically, which is so sad because you need this menu, you need to access this consistently, constantly, to check missions, quests, what have you, change equipment, what have you, check your reputation. Like, you live in this menu. So I don't know. That needs to be fixed ASAP. Yeah, that's really pissing me off. Yeah. The one game I want to play and the one game that I can't run, it's just, I hate it. Because, like, I know what the issue is. I don't know how you would fix it, but I know what the issue is. Like, that within itself is like, now the game won't even close. That within itself, gets to me. Dude, what? Task manager won't even close it? Stop. Okay. Oh, cool. Now my PC is just bugged. Okay, we're back. Ah! Good lord. Yeah. I don't know, peeps. I don't. There's a bug somewhere, and it's within that menu. It's just, I know what gets me is like, I know the game can run well. I know it can because I've seen it. All right, I've seen it. When you don't go in that menu, it runs fine. When you go in that menu, it all goes to shit. Yeah, just, oh god. The weird thing is, I didn't really notice it that much whenever I wasn't streaming last night. But maybe that was because I had a little bit extra VRAM to use because I wasn't streaming. I don't know. I don't know, peeps. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna cry. Alright, let me turn that back down to 60. Wait, Outlaws is breaking stuff? Yes. 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 Y'all don't believe me, I'll show you here in a second. It's really bad. Even if you're on a high-end system, and even if you're on like a 4090 or even a 4080, so like, let's say you have 16 gigs of VRAM or even 24 if you're lucky and you have a 4090, which I don't. I'm on a 2080 Super, which is an 8 gig card. I'll show you guys in a second what happens. Okay, let me change everything back to the way it was. Like, you know it's bad whenever I'm in the graphics settings config. You know it's really bad whenever I'm having to go through the graphics config file. And it's still not fixing it. It's really annoying. All right. I do have a couple other things I could try too. We'll try it in a second. But let me go and show you guys what is happening with this game on PC. Y'all don't believe me? I'm gonna show you. There's a functionality issue that stresses you out. The speed of the processing or something. It's, yeah, I don't know. It's the game's just poorly optimized. It's really bad. How does that get past playtesting? I'll tell you how and why. It comes down to greed and money. And it comes down to shareholders being like, I know the game's not fully like 100%. I know there's still bugs, but you've got to get it out because we need our money. You know, we made an investment. We need that investment back. That's how. James, good to see you again, my guy. It has been a bit. It has. But good to see you back in chat. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. You could change your name to Game Doctor. I could. You don't remember anyone else mentioning this issue. Have you heard of anyone mentioning this issue besides me? Yes. Yes. There's a lot of people that are having this exact issue, and I even looked up a fix to this issue, hence why I'm live today testing it. And the fix doesn't even truly, it fixes some things, it doesn't fix everything. Alright, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So, you first boot up the game, it's not a problem. Like, as soon as you boot up the game, everything runs the way it should. The problem comes in when you open up the map and or attributes menu. It's really weird. Okay, so if we look, we're here at Miragana, which is like the first starting planet city area. Okay, we look, everything looks really good. Everything's great. The frame rate is great. We're not having any problems. Look, I'll look. We'll walk through Miragana for a second. I'll show you peeps. Everything looks great in 4K high settings. You know, everything is peachy. Everything's loading in. The signs are loading in. All the textures are loading in, except for that floor. I don't know why. That happens, and the game is just buggy. Ignore that. Bingo bongo. Right. We check our VRAM, right? Now, for those of you that have played this game, or for those of you that have it on PC, again, I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face. Check this when you're in the open world, either on Miragana or like just in the open world, in the game in general. This will not work. You can't technically check this in the main menu. You have to do it in game. Okay, so in game, you look, you go to settings. You can either go video or graphics, doesn't really matter. Look at your VRAM usage. Okay, I have an 8 gig card. I have a 2080 Super. I have 8 gigs of VRAM. Okay, you look at that right now. We are sitting at 4.9 gigs on VRAM. That's perfectly fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. We don't mind seeing 4.9 on the VRAM. That is perfectly fine. That is not where the problem comes in. Okay. I can sit here all day. By the way, I can sit here all day and I can spam the start menu and it does not change my VRAM usage at all. 4.9. Okay, it doesn't change it at all. Oh, look, another texture pop in. That's lovely. This is definitely a AAA title. Okay. All right. So you look. Okay. And we go out here where there's like a bunch of signage and things. All the textures are still loaded in the way they should be. No problem. The problem comes in when you open up the map menu and or attribute menu. As soon as I go in here, watch. As soon as I open this menu, you'll see the frame rate starts to dip in this menu for whatever reason. Okay, but I mean, frame rate dips here and there, nothing unheard of, right? Especially on PC. It's whatever. Alright, we go through these menus. Everything seems to be okay, right? And then you go back and you check your VRAM usage. Wow, it was 4.9, now it's at 6.1. The developers claim that they fixed the VRAM leak in this game. They did not. They lied to you. They did not fix it 110%. There is still a VRAM issue in this game, and I don't know why. As soon as you go into the map menu and or the attributes menu or just this menu right here, as soon as you go in here, your VRAM skyrockets, and it doesn't go back down whatsoever until you reset the game. It's really bad. That's a problem. Because, yeah, if you're like your boy and you only have an 8 gig card, which, by the way, is recommended settings, like recommended, like an 8 gig card is recommended for the recommended settings. you know, if you're like your boy and you have 8 gigs of VRAM, well, you're boned. You're boned, like, instantly. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And then once your VRAM skyrockets and you get ready to hit your VRAM cap, then all the textures go to absolute. It's great. Forgive your slowness, but why is that bad? Because once, okay, so let me show you. Okay, so let's say, so like with me, for example, right? I have 8 gigs of VRAM. Okay, I have 8 gigs of essentially video memory on my card. Whenever you start hitting, so like, let's say that 6.1 jumped up to a 7, which it might. That gives me a gig left of VRAM, and that becomes a problem because then the game, my graphics card and the game can't compute, can't work together, and my frame rates will dip. The textures will become muddy and blurry. They will, you know, you'll start running into like major performance issues once you start hitting your VRAM cap. Yeah, and then the game just becomes borderline unplayable whenever that happens. So, you know, VRAM, it's called a VRAM leak. That's the issue the game has right now, where like there's something in this game that is causing everybody's VRAM, not just me. Even on cards that have 24 gigs, like a 4090 or a 4080 that has 16 gigs of VRAM. If you look, I guarantee you your VRAM is still going up. It's just you're not hitting that cap because you have more headroom than I do. So yeah, it becomes a problem because then you run into performance issues and bad looking textures and yada yada yada, yeah, that kind of thing. I will say, I don't know how long this is gonna last. I will say, taking the game off of full screen exclusive mode seems to be the way to go. Like, my frame rate doesn't seem as bad as it was in full screen. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm genuinely curious. Is the VRAM usage going down? No, it's actually kind of going up and or plateaued at 6.2. Yeah. Alright, so if we hop on our speeder real quick. How does it perform? Because this is where you can really tell you start hitting a VRAM like cap. Yeah. Because the frame rate just gets really choppy. Spike in VRAM matters? It does. Yep, it does. It really, really does. It really only matters, like, you only really have to worry about it on PC. Yeah, it's just sad whenever stuff like this happens. Because the game looks really good. And it runs really well when you don't, oh my god. When you don't hit that VRAM cap. Once you hit that VRAM cap, you're like, you're boned. No matter what you do, you're absolutely boned. It feels like it's trying to even out though. I don't know. It might not be. It kind of feels like it though. Nope, still 6.1. It's so weird that we were at, keep in mind we were at 4.1 and then it capped out at 6. Like it's staying at 6 now, all because of that menu. I'll even throw the game back in full screen just because, normally running a game in full screen you get better performance. With this game you don't. It's really weird. Also changing any settings mid-game. I've also ran into this issue where it either doesn't change the setting properly and you have to fully reset the game, or it's very inconsistent. This is why others preach transparency and even stand by it and others don't. Saying you fixed it means they did fix it. They did not do their best. Yeah, they definitely haven't done their best. They definitely didn't fix it. I'll tell you that. The people deserve 100%. Exactly. That's why, like, for those that paid $70 to $130 on this game, like, I feel really bad for those people. Like, if I was one of those peeps, I would have already refunded the game. If I spent $70 to $130, I would have refunded this game so quick. I would not be testing this game if I spent that much money on it. I just wouldn't. But luckily for your boy, I had already kind of planned and knew that this game was going to have issues, that I was like, oh, I'll just sign up for Ubisoft Plus and get the game for $20. For those of you that do want to try this game on PC, I recommend, if you're going to try it at all, sign up for Ubisoft Plus. You get the ultimate you get the ultimate edition of the game and Ubisoft's full library of games, basically deluxe and ultimate editions for most games. So $20, most of Ubisoft's library, and this game, this version of the game, the ultimate edition of the game for $20. Like, you can't really beat it. Hence why I'm not too mad about the performance issues. Like, trust me, it sucks. Like, I hate it, but I'm not like, oh, I gotta uninstall this game today. Like, it is what it is. You spent $70 on Tears of the Kingdom or so, and it's definitely not a small gaming investment for a purchase of a game. Yeah, but also, you spent $70 on a good game that actually works out of the box. I mean, I don't mind. Here's the thing, right? I don't mind that video games now are like $70 base. I don't mind that. For like the standard version of a game, $70. I don't mind it when the game works. You know what I mean? But these developers are out here, claiming, oh, this is a AAA game. This AAA title right here. Oh, it's so good. No, it's if I don't know. I hate how developers will sit there for months and back their game, and then it comes out, and then it's just absolute shit because of the bugs and things that they missed because they had to hurry up and get the game out because investors are greedy. It's so annoying. I don't mind paying $70 for a game when it works, but a game like this, if I paid $70, I would have already refunded it. It would already be refunded. And just so you guys know, that VRAM usage is still at 6.1. It hasn't gone down whatsoever. It's really weird. It's very inconsistent. And see, like here, we'll do another little test real quick too. This is I'll run the settings that the game recommends. just to show you guys that it's not even a settings problem in game. It's something to do with that menu causing that VRAM bug. Do you remember any other games with a VRAM spike like issue like Outlaws? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've ran into this issue before with Hogwarts Legacy whenever that game first released. The PC performance on like for that game specifically is so similar to what is happening here. It's not even funny. I couldn't even run Hogwarts Legacy whenever it came out, no matter what I did. I even ran the game on the lowest settings. Hogwarts Legacy, I tried running the game on the lowest settings whenever it first came out. Could not run it. I couldn't stream it. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even run it off stream. Really. I couldn't. And then like I think a week later after release, it got brought up that there was a VRAM leak, and there was an issue with that, and they were gonna fix it, and they were gonna patch the game, and the game got multiple patches and received multiple patches, and guess what? Now I can run the game on high settings with ray tracing on, so it's very, very similar. I might have to restart my PC here. It is not letting me pull up Task Manager. Oh yeah. All right, let me restart the PC here. Cause yeah. Well, Hogwarts Legacy was like Outlaws. With, you know, a lot of the performance issues and different little things here and there. It was very similar. And now Hogwarts Legacy is great. Now it's a really good game, and I can run it with no issues. It's just, I hate to say it, but like a lot of PC ports, a lot of titles that are coming to PC, they're just rushing. They're rushing to get these games out. And essentially what's happening is the console version is the best way to play majority of these games that have come out this past year and or 2 years. The console version is normally the best way to play these games. And then the PC release comes out and it's riddled with bugs, and it's an absolute mess. It happens almost every 4 to 5 years. You'll get like there will be like a moment in time where like PC gaming is the best, and like every game released for PC is great, and then you get, you know, times like this that we're in now, the past couple years, where it's like every PC release sucks and is riddled with bugs. And unless you're investing in the most high-end parts, you're screwed. Yeah, they did. Hogwarts Legacy is fixed 100%. Yeah, so you guys can go back and look. We've been streaming it periodically. Over here on YouTube. Before we started the whole Star Wars Outlaws journey. That's what we had been playing. That's what we had been playing, was Hogwarts Legacy. And yeah. It runs so good now. So I mean, eventually will this game be fixed? Yes. How long is that gonna take? I don't know. I have no clue. I have hopes that it's gonna be fixed in a couple weeks. But what's killing me is majority of the issues in this game like, I don't know. The only issue I've seen is the VRAM leak, right? I've already kind of pinpointed where the issue is. I've already kind of pinpointed where the issue is in the game. It's something to do with the map menu, right? The fact that the developers haven't put out a patch to fix that yet, and I've already kind of figured out the issue, is such a bummer. So again, I'm hoping in a couple weeks it will be fixed, but like I was also hoping for a day one patch. We never got that. We never got a day one patch. We got the pre-day one launch patch, which I mean, that still didn't fix it. So yeah, it's just a, I don't know. For those of you that have been looking at this game and like have thought about playing it, I do recommend it. It is a really good game when it works. But right now I can't recommend this game on PC. And like at this point, at this current point in time, this is the only game I can't run in 4K high settings. Yeah, untrustworthy, so this is where I've been. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. I've been everywhere, honestly, though. The past couple weeks. I've been rotating between like here, Kick, every now and again, and Twitch. Mainly here in Twitch. Yeah. It's always safe to say that if y'all don't see me here, I'm on Twitch. And if we're not on Twitch, and if we're not here, then we're on Kick. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna run what the devs recommend for the recommended settings in this game, which I would never recommend anybody do, but we're gonna do it. All right, we're gonna run the recommended settings, and I'm gonna show you guys that there is really no jump in the VRAM usage until we go into that stupid map menu, and until we go and we look at the map and we look at our attributes, there's no difference. You hate your job, you start working an hour. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, buddy. Like, genuinely, I'm sorry. Trust me, I know how it feels whenever you hate your job or your place of employment, and you know, you just kind of dread going into work. Have you ever gotten to the point where like you feel sick before you go into work? Like sick to your stomach, kind of like stressed out? Or is that just me? Alright, so let's run what they recommend. I would not recommend anybody do this, but every day you work a 12-hour night shift. That didn't really answer my question. Do you feel sick before you go into work? Is it like you know, one of those like you dread going into work? Or just me? You've not been sick about work, not usually, but maybe you did once. You get that feeling every day? Yep, that's me. I'm glad it ain't just me. Okay, so this is the settings that the devs recommend to run the game at. Okay. If we look, all right, again, I need y'all to see this, because it's I'm not tripping. VRAM usage 5.1. It hasn't really jumped. Okay. And the frame rate's fine. The game looks great. Heck, I could even run the game at higher settings right now. And it wouldn't be a problem. Alright, so we go through and we just kind of explore the city as you do. Alright, we go in here. Wow, everything looks really good. All the textures are loaded. This is great. We love to see it. And then we, you know, and then we have the thought process of, oh, I need to check the map, right? So then we go in and we check the map. Right, now remember, the VRAM usage was at like 5 something? 5.1. We check it now. $6.2. It goes up by a whole gig. It goes up by a whole gig. There's something wrong with this game, dude. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the freaking map and attributes menu, but there's something bugging this game out, and it has to do with that menu. And please, for those of you that have a higher end card, I still want you to test it. Even if you have a 4090, even if you have a 4080, I don't care if you have more VRAM. I don't care if you can get away with it. I just want to know, is the VRAM leak still there? Is it still really bad? And I would say yes, because we jumped up a whole gig. Oh, it's so sad. You know what I mean? This game looks really good and it plays really well and it's a really fun game. I would highly recommend it on console. I would highly recommend you check this game out if you're a Star Wars fan and you have a console. Check it out. It's really fun. Trust me when I say it's really, 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 really fun. I just don't recommend this game on PC. Yet. I don't. I don't. That is true. Yeah, Neo, I agree with that 1,000,000,000%. Luckily for our boy Absol, he is looking into a new place of employment. Thank God. This game makes me want to punch a baby and cry at the same time. So yeah, for those of you that want to know if the game is fixed and if the fix we found fixes the issues in the game, if it fixes the VRAM leak, it does not. I will say it seemed to work for a little bit, but yeah, it's I love how to right on the Ubisoft page. Hotfix 1.1.1. You click read more. VRAM improvements. Overall stability improvements is what it was supposed to. You know, that's what we were promised. They didn't fix it. I hate to say it. Very annoying. Like, if I knew 100%, if I knew there was a way for me to, like, never use the map and never check quest logs, we would have such a good time. That's, I mean, it's sad though. Like, we need the map, we need the attributes menu, we need all that to play the game properly. Well, peeps, I guess we have to wait for the developers. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how long that's gonna be? Because when did this game technically release? It's 28th? 27th? 29th? Like, we should have already received a little patch, like a little day one. We should have. Have we? No. I'm just throwing it out there. You should never have to upgrade your hardware to run one game. Ever. You shouldn't have to do it. And that's part of the reason why... That's part of the reason why I'm so irritated, is because, like, I know I can run other games, more demanding games, on high settings 4K. But this game, I just can't. Like, that's what bugs me. It's a great looking game. I mean, look, whenever my VRAM isn't through the roof, it's a really, really, really good looking game. Don't get me wrong. It's a great game. It looks great. It plays really well. Highly recommend checking the game out if you're a Star Wars fan and you have a console. I just can't recommend it on PC right now. I can't. Because of that one issue. At least on the plus side, we know where the issue is coming from. It's coming from that freaking map menu. So, like, let's go ahead. One thing I haven't done yet. So if we look, 5.1, which is fine, right? True, if they were that professional or dedicated, yes, but they don't seem to be. Yeah, I know. Well, you gotta think it's Ubisoft is over the whole thing, so we really that surprised? Okay, so I want to test something before we go into the map menu. And before we go into the attribute menu, if I get back on my speeder, how's the frame rate? Oh wow, look at that. It's running perfectly fine. And see, I could understand if, like, being out in the open world and, like, moving fast through the open world, I could understand that kind of, like, increasing my VRAM to some degree. Look at that. Look at that. My VRAM is still at 5.1 gigs. It's still at 5.1 gigs. There is no, the game itself, like the open world and all that, there is no issue with that. Like, it's something to do with that freaking map. It's something to do with that attribute menu, and I just don't know what it is. Have I played Lethal Company? No, not yet. I plan on it though. Yeah, I plan on it though. It looks really good. The downside with that game though, I think it's strictly key and mouse, which kind of blows, but I'll get over it. Okay, so we just kind of rode around in the open world, right? No issue. But if we go into this stupid menu and we just cycle through real quick, I ain't even gonna stay in the menu long. Look, you can already tell the frame rate is dipping, and you can probably guess that means, look, we jumped up a whole gig just from going in the menu, and it's not dropping. That is weird. There's something wrong with that map and or the attribute menu. You guys have seen it here first. I've tested multiple settings, and they all lead back to the same conclusion. It is something to do with that stupid menu. And see, whenever we start to hit the kind of the VRAM cap, the game looks like absolute garbage because it's trying to like compensate for lack thereof. It's totally the grass. Oh, definitely the grass, 100%. You like there's traffic on the roads? It's like Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't even know there was traffic in Tears of the Kingdom, which I haven't played that one. I've played Breath of the Wild, never beat it. So, yeah. Look at how good the grass looks. No wonder it's laggy. Okay, it's the menu. The grass does look really good though. I will say the game itself, it's a wonderful looking game until you start running into this issue. So, if y'all were tuning in to find a fix for the VRAM leak, well, I hate to say it, I hate to break it to you, there's still no fix for the VRAM leak. I will say, changing the one setting that I did for the dedicated streaming budget, it kind of fixed it. Like, it fixed the pop-in issue, which is great, because now, like, we don't really get any pop-in, the textures aren't blurry, so it did kind of fix that. That's great. But I mean, we're still hitting a VRAM cap, so the frame rate's gonna, we're you know, if we're hitting a VRAM cap to any degree, the frame rate's just gonna go downhill, which is kind of what's happening here, and there's not much we can do about it. Potato settings got to be activated. I refuse. I do, and like that's the thing. I've I've had that thought process of like I could run this game on potato settings. I could. I've had the thought process. But what I've come to learn with this game is like even if you run it on potato settings, it's still gonna run like garbage because of the VRAM leak. Because I had this exact same issue on Hogwarts Legacy, for example. Like whenever they had the VRAM leak over there on that game, you could run the game on the lowest possible settings and still have this exact issue. So it's just there's nothing we can do as gamers. We have to wait for it to be patched because there's a bug somewhere in this god-awful menu. I don't know why. I don't know what we cause this menu to bug the whole game, but that's where the problem lies, 100%. And like the other thing is too, the other reason why I won't lower the graphics settings to potato settings in this game is just because like we ran the first opening level of this game, no problem. No problem. The first like intro mission where like you're not even technically in the open world yet runs perfectly fine on high settings. So yeah, that's what kills me. Now, one thing I haven't tested, let me exit, not fully, let me exit to the title screen. Okay, let's exit to the title screen. I'm curious if I go back in the game from the title screen and not exiting fully, does that drop the VRAM back to what it should be, or is it still higher than it needs to be? Tears of the Kingdom, you beat it. Yeah, they have wagon merchants and walkers from normal people to mushroom. Oh, cool. This feels like the situation room of video games. Basically, yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Tears of the Kingdom also has people on horses or one person on a horse plus donkey guy. Oh. Cool. Yeah, I need to finish Breath of the Wild / just play it again. I really do. So yeah, look at that. That does not, the VRAM is still a gig higher than it needs to be. So the only way to fix it is to quit the desktop. Oh my god. Alright, so I just, at this point, we've already gone down the rabbit hole for like 3.5 hours. Right? We might as well keep going down the rabbit hole. If I relaunch the game, okay, if we launch the game again, okay, and we start a new game. I gotta make sure I save the game before we do anything. But if we start a new game, I'm curious, do we, now that I know what I'm looking for, excuse the motorcycle that was going down the road, I swear. At some point, I've got to like sound treat this room. I'm getting really tired of sound bleeding in from the main road. This game feels like Star Wars version of Tears of the Kingdom. That's, a lot of people have compared it to that, yeah. Which isn't a bad thing, honestly. Okie dokie. That was what, last night? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Because again, remember what I said earlier about how the opening level, the opening like intro to this game, it runs really well. It does. And we had no issues running the intro mission whatsoever. No frame dips, no nothing. No weird VRAM increase. Runs perfectly fine. I had the thought process, and I've already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again for those of you that didn't hear it. That opening intro mission, that opening intro sequence, all that crap, like, if I remember correctly, you cannot, and we'll test it here in a second. If I remember correctly, you cannot access the map whatsoever in the intro mission. You cannot access the ability menu or the attributes menu in that mission. You can't do any of that, which means your VRAM wouldn't increase because you can't access that menu yet until you're out in the open world. So let's go ahead and test it. Do I want to start a new game? Not really, but I just want to test something real quick. For those of you that like want to see the intro to the game and want to see me react to the like first section of the game, go ahead and check out the other live streams that we've done of this game. But for now, we're gonna skip through this until I can actually play. Which there's a part of me that doesn't want to skip this because the cutscene, the intro cutscene, all the cutscenes I've seen in this game so far are really, really good. The intro cutscene's really well done. All right, wakey. Now again, if I remember correctly, you cannot access the like map menu / attribute menu at all. And our VRAM usage is at 4.9 gigs. Let me see if it'll let me. Oh, you can sort of access this menu. Okay. Huh. Alright, hold on. I have a lot of questions. I have more questions than answers now at this point. Okay, so the VRAM usage was at 4.9. Okay, when we started this, it has now jumped up to 4.1 since I opened up what should be the map menu, the attribute menu, the equipment menu, the data bank. It just doesn't have the map yet and the attributes because we're not in the open world yet. But if you look, I can cycle through all of these menus and the game's not lagging. It's not bugging out. I can go to the lore. We could look up and see who Kay is. We could see more about Nick. We could see about the world that we're on. You know, and if I look if I look at the VRAM usage, I can already tell you without even clicking on this to see what the VRAM usage is at. I guarantee you it's still at 5.1. I 100% guarantee you it is still at 5.1% or 5. Okay, excuse me, it increased 5.2. It went up a little bit. It went up by a point. Okay, so I lied. It went up a little bit. So now my question, if we stay in this menu for an extended period of time, is the VRAM gonna jump? It's so weird, dude. But that's, you know, this is why we're testing right now, because I have questions. I really do now. Did it increase at all? If it didn't increase at all, then I think I know what the problem is. It didn't increase. Okay. Let's start moving. And let's progress through a little bit of this area. Because I just want to see if I'm right. See how good the game looks? It's a great looking game, by the way. See how good it runs? It runs great when it runs.
You're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Don't know the crew, don't like it. Hey.
Alright, so we got through a little in-game cutscene. What is the VRAM usage at? It keeps slowly creeping up. That is actually, hold on. Maybe I can't blame it on the map and attribute menu now. That is really odd.
We're not getting anywhere with a busted data stack. Come on, Nix. Let's see Preben. Then we break into Kleptarsis and steal the forged identicards from their safe. With any luck, they'll get us on a shuttle to the core worlds. Huh. All the merchants are out for the Kanto Cup.
Next shipment's coming in. We'll get you a copy.
There's Preben. Let's get some credits.
I snuck into the track.
It's not going up,
See what they've got.
but I'm curious if it will continue to go up as
Nice
we
lift,
play.
They say they're protecting us, but who's protecting us from them?
Nix, over there.
Do you think I can learn if I'm gonna touch you if I were?
You look like you have credits to spend.
Bye.
Come back anytime.
What we'll do is I'm gonna get to the nightclub / cantina section of the game.
Hey, sneak over and get that.
Nice job, Nix.
And then I just want to see how the VRAM jumps. Dude, what is Nick's doing, bro? He's busy.
I need to give you something.
Nix, there.
Get more tourists every year.
Hey, get him.
Alright, we almost got our credits. Let me sell off this garbage.
Why not take a look?
Okay, let's go see Preben.
See you next time.
See ya. Hey. Okay, Preben. What the? Hey. You want a little scratch next? All right, let's test it out. works just fine. Okay, now we get that identicard from Club Tarsus. They're our ticket out of here next, and then, before you know it, we're rich.
You wouldn't believe the junk they just throw away. I found this-
Still hasn't increased. Shocker.
Huh, looks like we can fit through there. Okay, no going back now. Hang on, Nix. We're going up. Do your thing, Nix. Just like I taught you. Here we are.
Yo, this is at the casino tonight. Just go follow the racing in the car.
This is such a cool area, dude. I love this. Like, this is like the third time I've gone through this little nightclub, but
Identicard is in the boss's office.
really cool. And if we check the VRAM usage, it did increase a little bit, but it's still not like, it still hasn't increased by like a gig. You know what I mean? So there's a problem somewhere, and if I had to assume, it's something to do with the map and or attribute menu. And who knows, it could just be this menu in general. Like, I don't know.
Next, go. Fetch.
Good boy.
That was technically the wrong guard.
Get in there next.
Keycard for the storage room. Reben's plan said the vents in there lead to the office.
Goodness. See, it's just crazy how, like,
Okay, let's pick that lock, grab the identicard.
well this
disappear.
opening area plays.
Ha! Look at that. Here they are. Oh, come on, Preben. Your plans didn't have a pressure switch.
Hey, Bess!
Derek. It's bad. Okay, okay, we gotta get out of here. It wasn't supposed to go down this way. What have I done?
Nix, attack.
Okay, Nix, let's try to stun them. Really not the time to eat, buddy.
See what I'm saying? It runs fine in this opening area. It's once you get out into the open world and do everything else, it's like the game just poops itself. Yeah. What can you do? I could sit here and complain about it all day. It's not going to fix it. Which is very unfortunate, but... oh, it is what it is. So yeah, for those of you that do want to check the game out, and you have a PS5 or a Series X or even an S, check out the game on console. For real, it is a really good game. If you only have a PC or you want to play the game on PC, wait for this game to be patched, like a lot. And then play it, because there's a underlying issue somewhere. Clearly. All right, let me load back in, and then that's gonna be it for Star Wars Outlaws. That doesn't mean I'm done though. That doesn't mean I'm done for the day. It does mean I'm done here on YouTube. I will go ahead and say that. But just because we're gonna be done on YouTube does not mean just because we're done on YouTube does not mean I'm not gonna be live, right? We're gonna head over to like Kick or Twitch, probably Kick, and play some Call of Duty. I don't know, we could go Twitch. I'm debating. I want this game to work, you know. It's so sad because like Hogwarts Legacy was the exact same way. I really wanted to play it and I just couldn't, you know. Ooh, I didn't realize I had this stuff. Nice. Curious how that looks.
You looking for anything in particular? Got everything you need in my shop. I'll be here if you need me. ship upgrades.
Hey there.
Eh.
I'm always around.
Alright, peeps. Well, that's enough for me. That's enough of Star Wars Outlaws. If I keep playing this game, I'm just gonna get sad. One day we'll be able to play this game. One day we'll be able to beat it. One day we'll enjoy it. But for now, we can't. Which sucks. At least on the plus side, though, like with Ubisoft Plus, there's a lot. There's a lot to like here. You got like the Anno series, the Assassin's Creed series, Far Cry, Ghost Recon, Prince of Persia. I haven't even looked through all the stuff, so I guess we could go ahead and do that, huh? I think we get like all the Assassin's Creed games, yeah? Yeah, we do. At some point, I need to revisit these games and start going through them. All the Far Cry games, which Far Cry is just so good. At least the first three, in my opinion. Far Cry 5, I will say, was good too, but that's funny. You click on Ghost Recon, it shows nothing. No games found. So yeah, maybe at some point we'll start going through some of the Ubisoft games. Because a lot of the older Ubisoft stuff's pretty good. I like it. Apparently, too, I can get, like... I guess this is because I have Ubisoft Plus. I can get, like, stuff for different games. So I can get, like, stuff for Star Wars Outlaws. Different little cosmetics. So that's pretty cool. You can only redeem, like, one thing a day, though. Which kind of blows, but... No, I lied. You can only redeem every time your sub renews. That's kind of stupid. That's how they get you, though. That's how they get you. They have different tiers of rewards, huh? $20 though. It's not bad. But alright, peeps. That does it for me over here on the YouTube side of things and the Star Wars Outlaws stuff. Appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out and just chatting with me. Sorry we couldn't play the game again, but it is what it is, right? I mean, I can't control it. I've tried. I have. But I can't. There's only so much I can do. But again, one day we'll be able to play this game. One day. I just hope it's one day soon and not next year, because that would suck. But it also wouldn't surprise me at this point. So, all right. I'm out, peeps. Love y'all. Y'all be good. But again, I am probably gonna go live over on. I don't know. We should probably go live on Twitch, right? It's been a minute. You know what? I'm going live on Twitch. I'll see y'all there. If you don't have me added on Twitch, well, it's literally the same channel name as the YouTube channel. So, feel free to follow me over on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in a bit.